Danny Segura for MMAJunkie.com. I'm here with BKFC President Dave Feldman. First of all, we're getting ready here for BKFC 19, but this event's coming with a lot of momentum. Just a month ago, we were obviously witnessing BKFC 18, which was a great card, probably one of the best in the company's history. Can you talk about the momentum that you're bringing into this card? And I mean, obviously, Paige VanZant, Rachael Ostovich. What a way to follow up BKFC 18, right?
Absolutely, 100%. To be honest, I'm happy you guys are here covering this, seeing it live for the first time. It's going to be amazing. I guarantee you guys are going to love it. The momentum's crazy. We came off of a spectacular sellout event at the Hard Rock Hollywood Casino for BKFC 18. 4 title fights, one of the best fights I've ever seen with Thiago Alves versus Yuli Diaz. And now we're back here with 12 bare-knuckle fights. Paige VanZant versus Rachael Ostovich, Britain Hart versus Jenny Savage, and Taylor Starling versus Cassie Robb, Mick Terrell versus Arnold Adams. 4 tremendous fights for, what I want to call like the main event part of the card. But 3 of the 4 fights, which is unbelievable in bare knuckle fighting, are being headlined by women. It's just crazy for us. So it's something that I think is very exciting that you have these very attractive women that are stepping inside that squared circle and banging it out bare knuckle. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, certainly a great card here. Let's talk about Paige VanZant. She's headlining the event. Unfortunately, she took a loss in her debut. Can you talk about what's at stake here for her? And obviously, you guys invested a lot in bringing Paige over, a huge name. What's kind of at stake here and the importance of this bout with Rachael Ostovich?
Everything's at stake really for her right now. And I'm not saying that as a threatening statement to her. If she loses, she's out of the company. But if she loses and loses convincingly, she's probably not going to want to do this again. The thing about Paige VanZant is she doesn't really have to do anything anymore. She's making a lot of money on her fan site, like crazy money. But she's doing this because she has something to prove to herself. So she switched trainers. She went to a boxing trainer, Mundo Boxing in Miami, a real legend in boxing. And, she wanted to prove to the world that she can compete in bare-knuckle fighting and be a top-tier athlete here. So we're going to see tomorrow night.
Certainly, she's been obviously a big attention grabber for this card, but also you guys have the platform showdown. Can you talk about the inclusion of that? We have some influencers, people that are not particularly fighters, but obviously training and getting ready here for some fights. How did that come together, and what's sort of the plan behind that?
We got reached out to by a lot of these social media influencers, and we kind of pushed them aside for a while, and then we saw it was kind of catching on, so we said, look, let's give it a shot. The thing that we didn't do here is we didn't replace bare-knuckle fights with the influencer or social media fights. We just added it to the card, so it's just extra. It's an extra 3 fights. It's only an extra 120 million followers that are going to be possibly watching us, so that's really why we did it, because they have a whole slew of followers, a dedicated, really cult-like following on these social media outlets that they have. So hopefully some of them are going to tune in. If not, the brand Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship was exposed to those people, so it was worth it already.
So is this a thing that we can expect for future cards or a one-off? How is the promotion treating it?
At most it would be like a yearly thing, kind of like Knucklemania was once a year, but it's not something that we're going to do over and over and over again. Something that we want to try. Hopefully it's successful, and if it is, we'll bring it back maybe in 9 months, maybe a year.
Nice. And are you surprised that these influencers, these celebrities are going this route? Because, one would assume that maybe start off with, amateur boxing with the headgear and the gloves, but bare knuckle is as real as it gets. And, it's intense to go from 0 to that, right?
Just like I said with Paige, they all challenge themselves. They all want to take it to new heights, to get more followers, to get their following talking about it. So it didn't really surprise me at all, to be honest with you.
And can you talk about another matchup here, Britain Hart versus Jenny Savage? That has, fire written all over it. Seems to be a very promising bout. Can you talk about Britain Savage? Obviously, she's having a pretty successful career here with BKFC and this matchup that's very important.
Absolutely. Britain and Jenny, I think, has fireworks written all over in the pre-fight hype, and then in the ring we're going to see what happens. I think the 2 ladies are going to really excite the crowd. We also have the heavyweight eliminator, I want to call it right now, Mick Terrell versus Arnold Adams, our first ever bare knuckle fighting championship heavyweight champion, fighting UK legend and undefeated bare knuckle champion over there, Mick Terrell. That's going to be a tremendous fight as well. And then we also have one half of the Knucklemania fighter tonight. Taylor Starling is fighting Cassie Robb, so that's going to be another tremendous fight. So I'm really looking forward to all 4 of those fights, and then a couple of the other ones on the undercard I think are going to be very, very exciting as well.
Yeah, no doubt. And outside of this event, I have a couple of things I want to ask you. We're getting, 19, nice number. Obviously, we're getting close to 20. How has this whole process been, and overall the BKFC journey? Are you where you wanted to be? Did you surpass expectations? Right about where you expected to be? 19 events in. How do you feel about the promotions run?
I knew that we would get here, but I thought it was going to take us 5, 6, 7 years to get here. I think we've been here for about a year, but I think we're really, really turning the corner and picking up a lot of momentum now. We coined ourselves as the fastest growing combat sport in the world. We truly are. I mean, we're looking at the social media growth, the viewers that are tuning in. We are definitely at a higher pace of growing than any other combat sport in the world. So I'm super, super excited. I think I exceeded our expectations. I know that our team is just phenomenal, and everybody on the team is very happy with where we are right now. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Huge international stuff coming up in 2022. It's just going to be a phenomenal year.
And another thing, BKFC 18, the fights ended, but they didn't really end. We saw Hector Lombard get into a little bit of a scuffle with Lorenzo Hunt. What happened there, and does the promotion, I don't know, do any fines? How do you sort of carry that? Because obviously nothing happened as far as anything consequential, but I'm sure you don't want this to be like the norm, right?
No, absolutely. That's something that we definitely do not condone. I mean, Lorenzo Hunt jumped over the top rope. He got in Hector Lombard's face when he was heated up, and Hector cracked him. I don't like either one of those actions, so it's something that we're going to really try to combat on this event. But he did get fined by the Florida State Athletic Commission. Hector did, and hopefully he never wants to do anything like that again. But at the end of the day, I said it's something we definitely do not condone. It's something we do not want. But we got hundreds of millions of views on that too. So you kind of weigh yourself out. Like, do you really put the handcuffs on him, or do you let him go a little bit? It's a fine line.
Yeah, certainly a thing you want to manage because, yeah, it is good for the promotion, but at the same time, like something bad can happen and you never know. So two things real quick. You've inaugurated already a few belts. When are we going to see a belt in the women's side at 125? Because that a weight class is stacked. I mean, so many names. It seems, that's just what it's missing, right? A title.
100% it's coming, and right after this fight, we're going to see who wins and who loses, and we're going to structure a tournament, a four-woman tournament after this fight to progress to see who's going to fight for the 125-pound belt. And then we're also going to open up some other divisions, the 145-pound division, the 185-pound division belt is going to be up for grabs pretty soon as well.
Okay, nice. That tournament expected for 2021?
It'll start in 2021, absolutely.
Okay, sweet.
And in early 2022.
Got it. And last question, free agent Junior dos Santos. Every time I see his name get thrown around, your promotion is always linked to him by the fans. They want to see him back in action. Is that something that you'd be interested in, bringing in former UFC champion JDS?
He's got great hands. It's someone we would love to add to the organization. He wanted to take a little time off and see what he was going to do. We're going to re-engage him a little bit later this month, and we'll see what happens with that. But we have a really big announcement coming up in next week. We just signed 16 new fighters today and yesterday. So the growth of the organization and the growth of everybody underneath this organization is really, really just catching fire right now. And I couldn't be happier with where we are, with the team, with the fighters, with the fans, with everything about it.
Awesome. Looking forward to that announcement. Also looking forward to Friday's event, BKFC 19 here in Tampa. David, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck tomorrow night.